We left things last episode and I was rather optimistic, I was rather happy, and whilst, yes, we have gone unbeaten since you were last here, with far too many draws, it can never all be plain sailing. Severin, who was in the running for Under 21 World Footballer of the Year, has got injured. He has broken his arm, out for 5 to 7 weeks, a player who this year has become a semi-regular member of the first team. I'm gutted he's injured. I've got to hope that the squad depth we have is going to be enough. You can see here we've been rotating things around, lots of players picking up minutes. Today, well, we've got the conclusion of the Europa League group stage. It's not done yet. If we lose this last game, there's a pretty good chance we don't make the knockouts. Elsewhere, the Premier League is the focus. We have Liverpool in the league. They are 4 points ahead of us. We've dropped points. Lots is going on. Let's talk about it. But first, let's run the intro. Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Park to Prem for the final time this week. I hope you're doing fantastic. Today, we've got this double header. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the matches since you were last here. Let's get straight into things today. It's been an interesting run of games. 5 matches played, 3 of them in the league. No, in fact, 4 of them in the league, 3 of them draws. Yeah, you could call me an artist with all the drawing we've been doing lately. Of course, we left things after a great win against Newcastle. And when we went on to then beat Burnley and Eintracht Frankfurt, I was feeling rather good about things. A great, emphatic 5-1 win. Stuff like this just gets me happy. Stuff like this makes me think that we've got a good little group of players. Superb team performance. Gurra, as of late, has been somewhat redonkulous. His numbers have been mad, and he is just obviously one of our best players. He's been putting in some top quality performances like he did in this one as we cruised to a pretty convincing 5-1 win. The next game, a bit more of a test, I suppose, after taking on Burnley. They can't all be Burnley games. We took on Manchester United at home, 1-1. Which, I mean, to be honest, I think I will take, given how the entire game played out. There wasn't a lot of chances in this game. You can see here kind of the XGs. You can see here the lineup that we went with. Payrat slotting in at centre-back. He was our best performer, really, which says quite a lot because it wasn't a good performance by anyone. In the end, we got a point. They did have a goal disallowed. We did play the end of the game down a man because, well, for as good as Gurra has been, he lost his discipline in this game here. I guess the good news is we did get a point. And well, we went on to get 2 further points, the first of which came against West Ham away, a game where I felt like we'd won the game. It felt like a win when Severin scored in the 90th minute. I was punching the air, I was celebrating, I was waking up the neighbours, and then they went and scored in the 94th minute. Thank you, Football Manager. Most recently, we took on Leicester. It finished 0-0. It was boring. Nothing really eventful happened. And while these 3 draws in a row have cost us, we've dropped 6 points, and with those points dropped, you can see we're now down in 3rd in the league. Still only 2 defeats in 15, which by all accounts is pretty good. We are still just about in the Champions League, although we know that if we lose today against Liverpool, we are going to be perhaps in a little bit of danger. Worth noting that on the average ratings, Tullio and McIntosh at centre-back have been ridiculous for us. They're 2 players who, to be honest, when I look at them, they're probably one of the weaker places on paper in our team, and yet as our centre-back duo, they just make it work. They're 2 youngsters, 2 of the highest rated players when it comes to average rating in the league, and I'm just a big fan of them. Do you ever have those kind of players in Football Manager, a pair of them who just kind of play well together? That is Marcus Tullio and Marco Antonio McIntosh. Elsewhere, you can see here De Silva and Gurra up there in terms of ratings. De Silva has been a massive, massive part of our team this year. We've been a little too reliant perhaps on him for goals. You can see he's only got 3 goals in his last 5 games. I say only, that's a bit of a harsh assessment. In the league, he has slowed down a little bit more. He's been getting goals in the cup competitions. The good thing is, he's been training very, very well as of late, the captain, and he is fit for this game today where we do need goal scorers. Now, as I mentioned, Severin is out injured. What that does mean is that Jacob Middleby is probably next in line to the throne for the next few weeks. A man who, of course, we rejected an offer in the end from Spurs of over £100 million for. Worth noting, Spurs are still interested in him, so who knows, maybe we could end up with a similar bid to the one they provided in the summer. Would I take it now? You know what? I would be very, very tempted to. I did think Middleby would play more of a role in the first team this year, but just with how things have played out, Severin's played well, Middleby has been slightly less important. I suppose he's now got the next few weeks with Severin out to try and convince me otherwise. You can see just looking at the team, if we sort by appearances, we have rotated things around a fair bit. It's been very much a juggling act this year, and while that juggling act continues into today's game against Marseille, but it is a must-win game. If we lose here, as I mentioned, we could find ourselves outside of the top 2 and therefore out of the Europa League, which would be disastrous. And well, because of that, I'm not taking any chances today. Of course, last time we took on Marseille, a couple of episodes ago now, we lost 3-1. We need to bounce back against them. I do want to draw your attention, however, to the fact that Kayondo, out on loan at them, has been doing absolutely immensely. I really, really like Kayondo. And it's not just because he's from Uganda, although I feel like regens that have unique nationalities, they always jump out to me. I don't know, does anyone else get excited if you have like a striker from the Faroe Islands or a goalkeeper from Uganda? Maybe that's a me thing. I feel like that's most Football Manager players. Maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, let's get into today's game today. We've been playing really well as of late. If we just look at the last 5 ratings, despite all the draws, the majority of the team have been putting in some top quality performances. Against Leicester, whilst it was 0-0, Payrat picked up man of the match playing at centre mid, and he slots back in at centre mid for us today. Going to be a big chance for him to show us what he's made of, the Frenchman, of course, playing against Marseille, a French club. Elsewhere, Ulrich is going to play in the centre of the midfield as an advanced playmaker on support. It's a role that he's rather well suited to. I'm kind of keen to keep Ulrich in the first team. I feel like he is better than the performances he's given so far. And maybe I'm just giving him too many chances. Maybe I'm being a bit too patient. I mean, when you look at these numbers, maybe I am being a little bit too patient. But at 45 million... he's not set the world on fire yet. I mean, today would be a great day for him to turn up and go big for us. One man who does deserve a little bit of a nod before we get into the game as well is Claudio Sanchez, of course, signed at right back this year for a significant sum of money. We spent 70 million on him. Of course, that off the back of a season with Spurs where he'd been signed for 55 million. So far this year, he has played better than he played previously. And I am a big fan of him. Whilst he's not been super productive going forward, he has offered us just some defensive solidity that we have at times lacked at the back. Whilst Talio and McIntosh have got some really good average ratings, it really has been a collective team effort at the back, I feel like. And while Sanchez has been a big part of that, on the other side, Forti has equally done pretty well. For a man who, let's be honest, he has questionable defending at best. I mean, he's got 9 marking as a Premier League left-back. It's not great. He's actually doing pretty well, the 27-year-old. He's been, again, reliable for us. I feel like if we can keep it firm at the back, we've got a pretty good chance. In all honesty, our problems as of late with drop points hasn't really been the defence. It's been our inability to score. Yeah, De Silva we've relied on a lot. He's not kind of been on the fire, I guess, as of late. Oh, maybe I should be more nervous for this game than I am. If we do lose it, we are out the Europa League. Anyway, let's get into this first game of the episode. I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm a little bit excited as well. I feel like with our team, we never really know what we're going to get. There's been games where we can't do anything with the ball, and then there are these games where we just seem to come out into our own. I am apprehensive, I suppose, about the fact Marseille are playing a 5 at the back. You can see here the group going into this final game week. We are in a world where absolutely anyone could make it out of this group. All the teams separated by just 3 points, and whilst we can't have the perfect head-to-head situation where everyone has beaten everyone, we need to win this game here. A draw would probably be enough. In fact, a draw would be enough, but I want to win. I want to emphatically close a chapter which hasn't exactly gone to plan. I thought the Europa League would be a bit of a cakewalk, and it's been anything but that, to be honest. We've just slipped up in silly little games. Let's see how we get on here. I mean, we've had a good little start. Of course, Kayondo is in goal for them yet again. So our own player is playing against us in goal. As someone mentioned in the comment section a couple of days ago, you can't actually deny a player the ability to play against you kind of continentally. If it's a domestic rival, someone in the same country as you, you can. I couldn't have actually stopped Kayondo playing against us in these games, even if I wanted to. I realise whilst I've just rambled on about Kayondo, Gorojag has just hit the woodwork and it's gone just out. It's been the only highlight inside the first 20 minutes here. A game where we've been on top and now Payrat's bruised his shin. You know what? It's a bruised shin I'm hitting ignore. A comment that came up yesterday was people were asking Jack, why have you not made subs? Or Jack, why don't you do this or that when you're playing the game? Shall I be completely honest with you, everyone? When I play Football Manager, I'm focusing more on me being entertaining whilst the match is happening than exactly what's going on in the game. Look, A player can be getting injured and I'll be keeping him on the pitch because at the same time as that's all going on, I'm making a terrible pun joke. It's just the way I roll. And I can only really apologise for it, but I feel like it'd be a bit boring, the matches, if I just sat and said nothing. I mean, you wouldn't get stuff like Curl It Like Carly, which I'm still trying to pitch as a movie. I'm writing the script for it as we speak. And, the script that I've written involves him scoring in the second half of this game. It's 0-0, which technically is enough to get us out of the group. It's a little bit of an underwhelming way to do it, though, isn't it? I'm far from pleased. I'm going to get shouty. Lads. I need more from you. I need more from you. And the other game, it looks like the other two teams are drawing in Rangers and Eintracht Frankfurt. So we would stay top of the group. I do believe as well, if we finish top of the group, we actually have to play a game fewer in the knockouts. I think there's a first knockout round, which is Champions League third place teams and second place teams from the group. The winner gets to play a game less, which with our current fixture kind of schedule situation, I need a goal here. Gurajaga, can you do it? He can't. It's a huge tackle by them at the back. Yeah, we do actually, I just remembered, I do actually need to win the league here. As much as it might seem like it's just a seedings thing, it would, remove 2 fixtures that we have to play on our calendar, which our players would be grateful for. You wouldn't know that based on what we've seen here. We've had effort after effort from range without really creating anything meaningful. I'm going to make some changes here. De Silva's been poor. Middleby, it's your time to shine. Elsewhere, Carlier is nervous. I don't like that. We're going to bring in Angelo Jr. at centre attacking mid as the shadow striker for us. Worth noting, he's just signed a new deal for 4 years, the 27-year-old. Also, is it just me, or is it mad that he has never played for the Portuguese national team? That doesn't seem right to me. I mean, who is the Portuguese man? I don't mean to go off on a tangent. Sergio Conceição, give your head a wobble. I'm not going to make all 3 subs at once. I'm just going to go with the 2 for now. We'll save onto 1 in our back pocket. As well, this game just feels like it's going to end as a draw. I've changed some stuff. Let's see if something different can happen. Junior involved in the build-up play here. 40, back to Junior. The super sub lays it to Gorojaka. Peyrat, Ulrich. I thought after the talk we had earlier about him, he was just going to come in and have some crazy moment where suddenly he gets his first goal of the season. It wasn't meant to be. Nothing is really happening in this game, which is both good and bad. I mean, maybe something here. Worth noting, if they go and hit us on the counter, we could still get knocked out the competition. Oh, don't you dare, Football Manager. Do not do this. Do not do this. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Let me collect a spot in the knockouts, please. I shouldn't be as nervous as I am right now. They've not had a shot on target all game, but I've played Football Manager. I know what can happen. They've just hit it wide. You know what? I'm going to go and time waste. I've not enjoyed that. That was just end the game. End the game, Football Manager. It is going to end. It's going to finish 0-0. What a weird game. There were highlights. There were a lot of chances from range that just went wide. We didn't really create enough, in all honesty, but we get what we needed. And Eintracht Frankfurt scored in the 89th minute to move up to second in the group. So fair play to them. Yeah, they've done a bit of a miracle, haven't they, by winning that game there. If we'd lost this game, I think actually the way the fixtures have worked out, we would have potentially made it through. In fact, would we have made it through? I think we have the better head-to-head against Frankfurt. Either way, doesn't matter. We don't need the ifs, buts and maybes. The definitives are, we've won our group. It wasn't convincing. I've been told about some player fitness concerns. Is it concerning that I'm being told that players are jaded and might need a rest at the start of December? We're about to enter the busiest time of year for games, and there's players right now who want rests. I mean, we've got Liverpool in 3 days. They're not getting rests. We are at home against Liverpool, 3 days away. Have they played midweek? Have they had a game to do? They have. They've taken on Freiburg and drawn 0-0. So they're struggling. We're struggling. I mean, it's probably just going to be another 0-0. I really am selling the second game of today's episode, aren't I? I do feel a little bit of pressure going into this game against Liverpool. Everyone around us has played earlier, and everyone around us has won and done well. As a result, we're now in 5th. Remember the last episode, we took a screenshot. We saved the moment of being top of the league. Yeah, that feels like a little while ago now. We need to play well in this game here against Liverpool. It's going to be tricky. You can see the situation here. Our players are exhausted. And as much as I would love to just play this same 11 every single game, I'm not going to be able to do it. I need to think about our team selection and rotate some things around. You know what? This is going to take brain power because there's quite a lot to do. I'm going to, through the editing magic that is possible, in a second you're going to see the team. 3, 2, 1. So I'll level with you. This is a much weaker team than the team I wanted to play against Liverpool, but it's kind of just the way things have gone. We have fitness issues. We've got to rotate some stuff around. You're probably seeing Heinz Winter up top and thinking, Jack, you've accidentally put Winter up top. That must be... No, it's not an error. It's not an error. Severin's out. De Silva needs a rest. Middle B has been underwhelming at best. And Heinz Winter has been training really, really well. He's 19 years old. He's a perfectionist. He looks like he could be the real deal. And I think a home against Liverpool is the best time to give him his debut. Yeah, what could go wrong? Elsewhere in the team, Henia is going to play out on the right, and then we're going to have Woodward play on the left. Of course, Woodward, for us last year, was a really, really useful player. I'll level with you. He's not been as good as he was last season, this season for us, although a lot more of his games have been as a starter this year versus being as a sub, just because of the way in which we've rotated the team around. Elsewhere in the team, Carlier is going to stick it out at centre attack in mid. He missed a game a couple of games ago through, I think it was either a suspension or a small injury. As a result, his fixture congestion and the number of games he's played isn't quite as bad. In the midfield, we're going with Junior and Payrat. McIntosh and Tullio, I'm not touching at centre-back. I know that McIntosh is struggling quite a lot, but I feel like I've got to take the risk and play those two. At the back, though, Fofana is going to come in at right-back. Of course, a massive part of our team last year. This year, he's fallen down the pecking order a little bit, but as someone who can play centre-mid if needed, but also right-back and centre-back, he's a great little squad player for us to have. And it's also going to be, I believe, a live commentary debut for Tayo Adaramola. Signed for the fact he's homegrown at club and we need some players like him. Is worth being aware, has lots of problems with injuries. He's already had a couple of injuries, I think, since he joined us. He's been out with a groin strain for a little while, but he's waited a bit. He's played a few games for us. He's going to get a chance for his live com debut today. And, well, I'm hoping he's going to do the business. Of course, just as a little reminder, Liverpool, currently top of the league. They've got a game in hand on everyone directly behind them, excluding ourselves. They also have Erling Haaland, Declan Rice, Madueke, Nianzou, Teo Hernandez. Yeah, it's quite a good team. But you know what? They can have Haaland. We've got Heinz Winter up front. I might have lost the plot. This might be the worst decision I've ever made, but we're going to go with it. There he is. Winter is coming. Is he going to be scoring? That's the next question for us. There's going to be a chance here. Lugo crosses in. We deal with it initially. Fofana, McIntosh. If there's such thing as overplaying it at the back, I think we just did that there. I have no idea why we're so calm in the box. I'm glad that the players are calm. I was not. And, well, we've already done a little bit of defending. We might have a bit more defending to do here because Lugo nods it into the middle. It breaks to Haaland. I don't know what I've just witnessed. What is happening here? Declan Rice hits it over. I mean, that was a weird highlight, wasn't it? That's not what I want to see. What I do want to see is this. Woodward in the wide areas. Henia with it. Winter's lurking in the middle. Henia switches over to Angelo Jr. Back into the middle. Carlier hits it. And Siric in goal for them. As I don't know what he's done. It could be match fixing. Has anyone checked that our owner's not been talking to Siric on the side? That was very suspect by the Liverpool left-back. He just lumped it into his own goal. I mean, Carlier directs it goalwards, and Siric decides he wants to help it on its way in. To be fair, Winter was stood behind Siric, so maybe it was just the pressure of a world-class striker being behind him that forced the error. Either way, I'm not going to complain. We've not had a shot. We're 1-0 up. And well, we could go 2-0 up. We've got a free kick, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Henia over it. It would normally be Bjorn, but he's out. Henia takes it and doesn't really cover himself in glory. He smashed it straight into the wall. But good news for us, we still have possession. We have lots of men committed forward. We could still score. Woodward hits it on the volley on his weaker foot, and that was pathetic, wasn't it? That was awful. Corner to Liverpool. Kreisman crossing it in. Nianzou, free header. Ruiz makes a very, very big stop there. Of course, Liverpool, we played in the Community Shield. I realised that today's episode has been 2 matches against 2 teams who we've already took on today under slightly different circumstances. We beat them in the Community Shield when we were fresh and, well, you know, ready for the season. Now that we've been worn down by a few months of football, can we still get one over on them? I want to believe it's possible. That said, Liverpool have gone on the attack quite a lot, and whilst we have the lead, it's fragile. Madueke, Neto, crosses in, Erling Haaland hits it, it's blocked wide, but it's still in the box. Who was that who threw their body in front of it? McIntosh, you big boy. I mean, our defenders, you can't question them, can you? McIntosh and Tullio, I absolutely adore. Like I said earlier, they're not amazing on paper. You could argue they're two of the weaker areas of the pitch, but they just seem to play well together. They just have an understanding. And well, they might need to do some more defending here. We get it away from danger. Adara Mola gets the ball. Could we catch them on the break? Heinz Winter, here he is, the man of the moment. So good they named ketchup after him. Now with Henia, can he pull it back? Players lurking all around. Carlier is one of them. And I'll tell you what, Carlier, I'm a big fan of. He tucks it into the bottom corner, a cross goal. We double our lead with just 8 minutes left of the first half. We will take that. It all came from a Heinz Winter run. Henia gets the ball, pulls it back. The run here by Carlier, really smart, arrives at just the right time. The Liverpool players not tracking the runner. And we're 2-0 up against the team who are top. Now, yes, there was an own goal. We have got a little bit lucky. I'll admit it. But don't let that distract you from the fact we're 2-0 up off one shot on target. What a beautiful sight. Into this second half we march. We've just done the standard team talk where we tell all the players they're amazing and they're beautiful. I'll tell you what would be even more amazing and beautiful. A third goal. It's been a while since we've won a game. I forgot what this feels like. I'm saying that like it's over. It might not be over yet, but a penalty here could be decisive if it is going to be given. The referee's going to VAR, his hands to his ear. The penalty's going to be given. I'm taking Carlier off the penalty. I'm doing it. You can't. I'm putting. Am I really doing this? Am I really putting Heinz Winter? I'm doing it. Heinz Winter on his debut. The 19-year-old. Some referring to him as the Mike Frost regen. Can he step up and score? Yes, he can. The number 11. Yeah, that's right. I gave him number 11. And the expectations are pretty high with this man. He's found the back of the net. He's made it 3-0 against Liverpool. And whilst this has definitely been one of those games where everything's gone our way, there's been plenty of games this year where this hasn't happened. We're 3 goals to the good. Liverpool have not been good enough. And there could be a kick-off highlight. Siric scored an own goal. I think I saw he was on a 5.6. He's been hauled off the pitch now by the Liverpool manager. They've had enough. And who can blame them? I mean, there's still time. If they get one back, do I have to panic? They're not getting one back. It's not me who's decided it. Ruiz has decided it. What a stop in the one-on-one there. Haaland on a 6.6. Just to remind you, this is Erling Haaland in 2033. He's quite good. He's not good enough, though. Now, I do realise if he goes on to score a hat-trick and we draw this game 3-3 or even somehow manage to lose, I'm going to regret everything. But it's not going to happen, is it? Like, they could get one back here, but it's not going to matter. Madueke scores. Is it offside? It's not offside. I'm just sat hoping for a flag. It's not arriving. I mean, do I panic yet? Nah, look, 25 minutes left. I want to say we've been the better team, but to be honest, we haven't really. They've had chances. Noni Madueke has scored. Maybe now's a good time to change some stuff up. Okay, Woodward has not been amazing today. I'm going to bring in Gurajaga. Winter's got a goal on his debut. It's been nice, but I'm going to take him off for De Silva. 2 former Liverpool men coming on. I am going to just slow the tempo slightly and up the time wasting here, though. We can just look to try and kill off this game, I think, now, with 20 minutes left. It's time to exercise some of the dark arts. Although, if we get a fourth, we'll be laughing. And, well, we are going to be laughing because Marcus Tullio has headed it goalwards. The referee is going to check this. I think he's onside. I think we are Gucci. And we are Gucci. If it's going to finish, well, I'll say it's going to finish 4-1. It's going to finish in a win. I'm saying it now. I'm certain of it. Tullio free header. Gurajaga on off the bench for the assist. And, well, you know what? It's not been a classic. We've out-XG... Well, they've out-XG'd us. We've out-FM'd them. And you know what? FMing a team is the more critical stat. I mean, could we get a 5th to Silva? Would you like to? I'd like him to. The number 9. I've talked about the fact he's slowed down lately. Free kick. Dangerous area. Just over the bar. Liverpool having one last roll of the dice, throwing men forward, but it's all going to be in vain. We are going to win this game 4-1. I mean, what do you say about this game? Fortunate? Lucky? Weird? I think all of those things could probably be used to describe it. We've got what is a critical win. It moves us back up to 2nd place. We are, well, no longer in 5th, although as you can see, looking at the league table, it's a rather crowded affair. The top 5 teams separated by 4 points after 16 game weeks. Yeah, the Premier League in this universe is mad. And I don't want to say it too loudly, but Mario Ruiz got man of the match. So for all the Ruiz haters out there you go. He silenced you for today. Maybe. I mean, who am I kidding? People on the internet make up their mind. They make a decision and then they decide if they love or hate a footballer. That's just how the world works, isn't it? Yeah, there's the extremes of opinions. You're not allowed to just think he's okay. He's either the best goalkeeper ever or the worst. Are you Team Mario or Team Luigi? Let me know in the comments. I don't know who Luigi is. I guess Luigi is just whoever the alternative is. No, I just can't stop thinking about Mario Ruiz as a plumber. Yeah, I really shouldn't record these videos so late at night. Anyway, folks, we are going to wrap things up there for today. 2 wins on the board. I say 2 wins. We drew against Marseille, but it felt like a win. We topped the group. That's all that really mattered. Heinz Winter scored on his debut. I'm going to leave you with his beautiful face to look at as we end things today. Thank you for the support as always. We're back on Monday with more. Until then, take care. I'll see you soon. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.